Hi everybody, welcome to Beauty Buzz with Lori. Today we're going to be talking about microneedling. So we've talked about microneedling before, but I just want to go back over it and just maybe some things that you might want to know for having a treatment. So what is microneedling? Microneedling is where we are using this little pen right here. This is the Skin Pen Precision by Crown Aesthetics. This is basically your sheath that you put over the top of it. This protects from any transference of DNA, so this gets thrown away after we're done and this gets wiped down after we're done. This is the needle cartridge. So the needle cartridge, as you can see, is sealed in the package, so it is sterile. I don't know if I can get picked up on camera. There's 12 little sterile needles in there that are all the same size. And that is actually moves in an up and down motion that is triggered by the pen in order to create small micro injuries on the skin. So basically what we're trying to do whenever we create a micro injury on the skin is we are trying to stimulate collagen production. And what that's going to do is tissue remodeling. So without getting too into the intricate aspects of how that works, I mainly wanted to focus today on things you should know if you're going to be coming in for a treatment. These are all things that would also be covered in a consultation. I do not perform microneedling on people who just call and say, hey, I want to get a microneedling treatment, and they've never been a patient of mine before, because we want to take a full medical history, make sure there's not any contraindications to you having the treatment. And then I also want to know what your specific concerns are, because that's going to affect how I do your treatment. If you're having concerns with your nasolabial folds, they're becoming too prominent, that crease is becoming too deep, and you want to start stimulating some collagen production, then I'm going to be pretty aggressive with specifically that area in order to yield excellent results for you. And then I might also recommend some other things to go along with the microneedling in order to help you out with that too. So some of the things, I wrote down some key points because I didn't want to forget these, is basically you cannot wash your face for 18 hours after you have had a microneedling treatment. So basically what Skin Pen Precision found is that whenever they did testing afterwards, because they had to go through some rigorous testing in order to become the first FDA cleared microneedling device on the market, is that it took approximately, they did a dye test, it took approximately 18 hours for those micro injuries, those holes that are created in the skin, to close up. So you've got open hole, your skin barrier has been compromised, and we've done that intentionally, so it's called a controlled injury. But we want to protect that, so we don't want you to wash the face because we technically don't know what's in the water, different soaps or things like that. We don't want you to push anything down into those open channels. You can also only apply BioCream. So for us here at Garcia Facial Plastic Surgery, we like to use BioCream by Neocutis as our post-care treatment. So this is going to have glycerin in it as well as human growth factors in it. And so this is going to help to hydrate because you're dry right after a microneedling treatment. Sometimes that dryness can last up to 2 weeks, which can cause some flaking and peeling. Or as some people kindly refer to it as skin dandruff. And the BioCream helps to kind of buffer that. Also, the growth factors help to continue that accelerated healing process. Also, you can not apply makeup or sunblock for a full 24 hours post microneedling. So again, it has to do with those microchannels. Even though those are cleared up, your skin can be at a heightened sensitivity right after a microneedling treatment, depending upon how aggressive I've been during your treatment. And so we just want to make sure to not put anything else on it that's going to aggravate or cause more redness. So speaking of redness, you are going to be red after a microneedling treatment. So microneedling, again, just based on putting a controlled or inflicting a controlled wound on the skin, you're going to be red. Some people are going to be more red than others. That redness can last anywhere between 24 hours I usually tell people 24 hours to 4 days. I have had some people who I have been very aggressive with in their treatment. These are people I've been working with for a very long time, and they have had some redness hang around for between that 4 and 5 day mark, and they're peeling for up to 2 weeks. These are not always the same side effects for everyone. I know myself personally, I've never peeled from a microneedling treatment, but I stay red for 24 to 48 hours typically. It's really difficult to predict that based on skin type because like my darker skin tone patients, I would think that they wouldn't stay red as long as I stay red, but sometimes they hold on to redness for that 4 day period is pretty normal. Another thing, the dryness we talked about earlier. So that post cream, that Neocutis Bio Cream, is going to help with that dryness. As we know, whenever we have dry skin, it can feel uncomfortable and tight. Tightness is another thing that you're going to experience whenever you have a microneedling treatment. These are all good things, part of that reparative process where you're going to see your good results too. One of the other things is please do not plan a boating trip the day after your microneedling. I have literally had people do this. So I think it's just a lack of understanding. I don't know if I didn't educate them well enough during their consultation, but I will literally have people show up and go, is it going to be okay if I go out on the boat tomorrow? Well, no, it's not going to be okay if you go out on the boat tomorrow. You've just had a microneedling treatment. You've got open channels, and your skin is going to be so much more sensitive to the sun than it already is. So you do not want to have that direct sun exposure. So that's a big no-no. Another one is if you are prone to cold sores, you're going to want to start your prescription Valtrex or whatever one that you use to combat that. You're going to want to start that anywhere between 3 and 5 days prior to your treatment, and then do a full course of it so that you don't get a cold sore. So what happens is anytime you do chemical peels, basically you're stimulating inflammation. So chemical peels, microneedling, IPLs, all of those things penetrate that outermost layer of the skin and address the dermis. And so when that's happening, that inflammation, if you're prone to cold sores, can actually stimulate a cold sore to come up. And so nobody likes that either. So it's real important to know that as well. With consultations, this is where you find out all of this information, so you have an understanding of things you can do prior to and things you can or cannot do post-treatment as well. So if you're interested in microneedling, it's a wonderful treatment. Just as an overall anti-aging, you don't have to have any specific concerns whenever you come in. You can do it as a maintenance or a preventative. It's a great treatment, and we really love it here at Garcia Facial Plastic Surgery. Thanks for watching.